so you already tested the panel. It works, obviously.
She's ready to go.
Awesome. I love it.
She's actually putting out 17 volts
in shade
underneath the canopy on a very cloudy day.
That's pretty good, huh?
Pretty good.
Will you say the efficiency rating is good?
Covered in plastic by about 90% as well. So
well,
like,
thank you, SunFlare. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in. Hello. As you saw at the top of the video, this video is about my solar panel. It's gonna be very exciting, and we're gonna show you guys pretty much why I went with this company, and I'm gonna talk about that. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. What I do here, a lot of stuff, actually. I do a lot of van life related things, from tours, van life information vlogs. I've built out 2 vans myself. I know a lot of builders. I do van build consulting. I do a lot of DIY stuff. I just built out an overlanding rig, or I'm working on, I'm finishing it up. I'm about there, out of a Jeep Gladiator, 2 custom slides that I don't think anyone has really gone to the extent that I'm going to. Maybe because I'm crazy, I don't know. Do a lot of adventure and traveling. Right now I'm in a house that I have a short-term lease on, and I will be relocating, and I'll probably live out of the Jeep, believe it or not, for a couple months while I'm in between relocating places. There is a reason for all of that, but if you are interested, please like and subscribe to the channel, because there is going to be a lot more traveling, adventuring content, hopefully traveling around the world soon, but there's gonna be a lot more. Enough about that. So with the solar panel, I'm actually gonna be using a 3M dual lock system, which are these right here. That's one of them. I think that's the 400. And then this is the, I think this is the 250. According to research online, attaching the 250 with the 400 gives it the strongest hold. It is a dual lock. It's not a Velcro, but I guess I'm gonna reference it as Velcro through the entire video just because it's easier that way. But it's made by 3M. It's called dual lock. What it means is it goes, they kind of lock together. There's no way that those are coming off from each other. Can you put that onto a van or thing like that? I think you can, but you'd have to do a little more research onto that. From the people I've talked to in the industry, from what I've looked at online, there's no way that that thing is coming off. It actually is kind of a pain to even rip off, so it better work, and I'll find out in about a week when I take my trip. By the way, my place is still a mess because guess what, guys? I haven't really cleaned up much. All my waking moments are dedicated to finishing up this build. So this is the panel right here. I'm about to take the panel to a local solar company, or a local solar place called Ben Battery. So shout out to Ben Battery. I'm going to need connections for here. This is like an MC4 cable connection, I believe. I am kind of rambling because I am super excited to get this going. I will pick up this solar panel live with you guys. Look at this. Thing is super light and it's super thin. Look at how thin that thing is. It is a flexible panel. Okay, if you want to know more information, go to SunFlare Solar. Also, there's a bunch of links in the description below that give a bunch of information about how to get these panels. It'll give you better specs than I'm gonna give in this video. Let's go to Ben Battery so I can get the cable connections. As I'm walking outside, I might as well just show you guys. And then I will just bring it outside with you. And check this out. I'm doing this all one-handed, I guess. Just gonna leave that door open, no big deal. It's a really nice day outside. All right, so we're just gonna do this real quick. It's hard doing this by yourself. Maybe I could put the camera down on the ground. Panel. Roof. So this is actually really easy. It's flexible. And what are these tabs doing here? This is actually made for like a rack. So I have it comes with a tent, but I can put like stuff on top of it if I wanted to. These panels are actually very durable. What's really nice about this is a tank tent, right? Made by Desert Armor. So there's contours, okay? It actually is angled. You can actually see from a side view that there's an angle to that, okay? So what's really nice about the SunFlare is it'll adhere to the contours of the tent. How I'm gonna do that, I actually do not know, and I'm a little freaked out about it, but I'll figure it out in this video. On a side note, I am so excited to get back into making way more content. I have slowed down so much because this thing has taken up all of my time. So for me to go back into making content about how to do certain things, why I like products, you know, tours again, traveling and adventuring and the things that I love to do, I am super excited to do all of that. So you guys will see all of that transpire. I can't tell you guys what the last like 6 months have drained out of me. And I'll talk more about that probably in my upcoming podcast. I'm revamping my podcast, but I'm doing it so differently. And also the podcast will be filmed and put on this channel. That's gonna be at the end of this month in March, all the way through the rest of 2021. And huge announcement, I am finally getting back into the comedy scene, and that'll all be coming again once springtime hits. You guys have no idea how good it feels to say all of that. This video is not about that. The video is about the solar panel. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm here with Jacob from Ben Battery. They just got me my cable. I appreciate that. Now, you guys, I talked to your colleague that doesn't like to be on camera.
Yep, Taylor. Taylor's shy.
Shout out to Taylor. He does not like being on camera. However, Jacob loves being on camera. Yep. And he's a fellow Jeep owner.
Yep.
Why am I going with this cable? And you guys crimped both sides, which I don't have the tool to do.
Yes, yes. So if you're doing solar installations on the regular, or you just want to make sure that you get that job done right the first time, you can find MC4 crimpers available on Amazon for about 25 bucks.
Right.
If you're a novice user, those are a great item. They ensure a good crimp so that you don't pull out once you've seated this connector. Now, the reason why we're using both this type of cable and these connectors, a couple important things. First of all, when you're making an extension for a solar panel, more often than not, about 99% of the time, the solar panel manufacturer is going to have the male portion be the positive lead off the panel.
Right.
So if you envision with me that this is actually connected to the panel right now, and I need to extend this, I need to make sure that I have a female end that I can clip in on my panel, and then provide myself with the male end at the end of this extension, so it reflects exactly what the panel looks like, just in a longer version. We use MC4 connectors. That's an industry standard here. That's going to be a very, very good weather resistant connection that can be undone and put back together multiple times. And please ensure that you're using PV rated cable. The major advantages to this is that it is going to be UV resistant, so you don't have to worry about it sitting on that rooftop for long periods of time. It remains good flexibility in cold temperatures. Standard cable, THHN, things like that will almost get so brittle that they can crack out and cause a short if they're getting super cold environments. And then this jacket is inherently about twice as thick as a standard cable that you're gonna find out there.
Wow.
So as it's sitting there on the roof and rubbing over those thousands of miles, it's not gonna eat through this jacket. Now, of course, we always recommend taking these two cables together and putting them in some UV rated split loom, and then making sure that that's nice and adhered down to the roof so we can minimize that shaking as it goes down.
Awesome.
Yep.
By the way, that crimper he spoke of was $25?
25 bucks.
I spent less having them do it all themselves than that crimper alone. Yep. And then it just literally fits right in here. Yep. You didn't even see the panel yet, so I'm showing you for the first time.
Yeah, check it out. So she will just clip in just like that. Actually on the ground here. Let's check this. Take this and check this polarity on this thing.
I mean, this is literally just got in the mail today.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's a good looking little panel.
105 watt.
I like it. Well, should we get it out in the sunshine?
We can if you want to check it.
Let's do it.
Crap. All right. This is actually going to be on my driver's side. Is that the positive side?
Let's see what we got here. So as anticipated, the male portion of this panel is the positive lead.
Okay, good.
So what you're gonna see, this is actually kind of a rare setup. You're usually gonna have a panel that's gonna come with a set, usually 3 feet of wires that are coming off the back end of it.
Right.
And it wouldn't look like this, but as you can see, this is the male portion there. That is the positive. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna clip in MC4 to MC4. You'll always hear the click and you'll see the little tangs go inside there.
Guys, by the way, this is a video that he was not prepared to do. I just asked him to do it last second.
I was shooting emails, baby. But I like panels more than computer work. So now we're ready to go. You can set this up through a rooftop junction box, or, you know, in the instance where you were going to take this direct to controller, you wouldn't see these connections here.
Right.
Just please ensure that whenever you're hooking up panels, that we're going to hook up our positive, or excuse me, our battery to charge controller connection first. That allows our charge controller to boot up and have somewhere to put that energy that the panel's gonna create when we plug that in. So it's always battery to charge controller first, then we'll set up our solar to charge controller after that, go through programming, make sure everything's working as it should.
Well, that's good because I've already done that other first part of it.
Look at that.
So now I just have to hook this up
By
to
default,
charge controller.
you got it perfectly.
I did. That was
like
on
it.
accident.
I like it.
I'll take it. I'll take
Perfect.
it. So you already tested the panel. It
Yep.
works, obviously.
She's ready to go.
Awesome. I love it.
She's actually putting out 17 volts in
shade
underneath a canopy on a very cloudy day.
That's pretty good, huh?
That's pretty good.
Will you say the efficiency rating is good?
Covered in plastic by about 90% as well. So
well,
like
thank you, SunFlare. But
yeah, that's awesome.
if you want to find more about Ben Battery, since you were so kind to do this video with me, can you please give yourself a plug?
Oh, absolutely. So Ben Battery, we are locally owned and operated, husband and wife team with our partner Taylor here, located in Bend, Oregon. We specialize in essentially lithium inverters and solar. That's sort of our bread and butter right there, whether that be in an RV or a van application. Hit us up at benbattery.com or shoot us an email, benbattery@gmail.com. But we are always here, ready, waiting for you.
Thanks again, Jacob over at Ben Battery. All right, guys, we are now, the rest of this video is going to be me adhering this to the rooftop tent. Let's go back to work. All right, guys, a couple days has gone past since I recorded the beginning of this video. Today, I'm going to be mounting this BA panel on the rooftop tent. Talk to the engineers at SunFlare Solar. They're not super thrilled that I'm doing it this way, but I promised them that I'm going to test it out. They're more concerned about the safety of the panel flying off. So I am going to test it. I'm going to take it on a road that I can reach a decent enough speed limit. I'm going to play it safe. I'm putting it that way. The engineers usually use another type of adhesive, which is a butyl-based like double stick tape. Which like is almost impossible to get off, and you actually need like a chicken wire to like get it off. I'm gonna cut all of that to size. I've got Christian outside. He's gonna give me a hand while we mount it on top of the roof. I wanted to put the Velcro onto the underneath of the solar panel, but Christian and my buddy Nick actually talked to me out of that, and there he is right there. That's Christian. They talked to me putting the Velcro onto the rooftop tent and then putting the solar panel on top of that. I'm gonna go with what they said because they said that would be easier. Okay, changing it up. I am gonna put the dual lock, the Velcro. It's actually all locked together right now. I've already cut it all to length. I am gonna attach it to the panel first before putting it on a tent. I can tell you why. Let's go out to the tent. I also wanna point out that I actually put these slides into the back of the truck. So it's actually all done. I have them covered up right now, so you guys can't even see what's going on, but I'll throw up a picture for everybody. I put on one right here. Christian. I put on one right here. This is where I'm gonna be lying the panel. We put the panel up here, and I'm sorry I didn't do a video of it, but I was gonna line it up with the front of the tent up there. And you can see now that there is, you know, a curvature to the tent, but I was gonna do that starting up there, and the reason I didn't do that way is because when the panel comes back, about this much hung over on the back, and it would be hard to adhesive down or Velcro down. So we decided to move the panel to the back of the tent, go across this way, and now it's kind of evenly spaced everywhere. The reason I'm attaching the Velcro to the panel first is because the tent actually comes inward. I'm blanking on what that word is. Tapers. It tapers. It's wider in the back here than it is up front. So it tapers towards the front. You can kind of maybe get a good angle of it right there, how it does taper. I got some excess Velcro here, so I've got around all four edges or around the entire perimeter, and then I'm going to put strips where the tent bends to make sure it really stays down really good and tight. And just like that, I have a solar panel on the rooftop tent. It's a 105 watt. I think I talked about this at the beginning of the video, but it's a 105 watt, and it's from SunFlare Solar. If you guys are interested in some of these, I'll put some links in the description below where you can kind of click and do some more research. You already saw at the beginning of the video, the Jacob up at Ben Battery did a polarity test on it, and you saw that it was in the shade, it was wrapped in the plastic, and it was still pulling in 17 volts, which is ridiculous for a flexible solar panel. But pretty much what I did was I took that industrial grade Velcro, put it around all 4 edges, and then I took strips here, here, and then on the other bend up there, and then I put 2 in the middle right here. And this thing is not going anywhere. Again, you can use a butyl tape, which is what SunFlare recommends, and they have it on, I believe, on their site, or when you do talk to one of their distributors, they can kind of hook you up with that. But it's a butyl based tape, and like, it's industrial strength. It's very, very difficult to get off, and hey, you don't have to do any drilling into anything. There's no drilling into this. Why did I use Velcro, or why did I use the 3M dual locking system? I'll go over this in my tent review, but I've talked to Desert Armor. This was not a prototype, but this was like a learning process. This was their first aluminum shell, or hard aluminum shell. The other hard shells that they have are fiberglass. There were some things that they wanted to change and tweak on it, so they said they were going to hook me up with another like tent, like another, not another tent, but like another shell, their newer model of the tank. So they're making upgrades on the tank, which is really cool, and I'll go over that when I do the tent review, which will be coming soon. But that's why I wanted, because I want to keep the solar panel. This is an expensive panel, and I wanted to make sure I'll be able to take it off very easily. This industrial strength Velcro, it ain't going anywhere. I'm not worried about it, but I am going to test it out. Samantha just made us a fire, not like literally a fire, but we're doing that soon. But a really good, oh, my water's working. A really good dinner, I guess. She made some fajitas. Fajitas. So I just put the heater into the tent. What happens, because I'm not going to be using the heat a lot, I just have to remove this panel and I wire it up. I wire it directly into the fuse block, and then boom, this little contraption is a portable diesel heater that I run that exhausts here, so you obviously don't want that inside, and then I run it into the side of the tent, which is up over there. I am finishing up the solar panel video. It's a bright sunny day and I'm actually in Seattle. Came up here for some work, so I went onto the middle of nowhere with my friend Sam and Christian, which you guys have seen a whole bunch of. Tested out the tent for one day, and then I put myself up in this hotel that's behind me, because I'm in the middle of a city and there's no more stealth parking for this guy. I just wanted to show you guys the whole thing is all packed up actually inside right now, which is kind of cool because that whole contraption was all done up. However, again, this is about the solar panel, just up there, getting some sun on it. Now, it actually charged up to 100%, which you guys might be able to see if I can get proper. There it is. History, there ain't much going on there, because I just connected my Bluetooth like literally yesterday. As you can see, I got the graph. Yeah, solar panel. It was working like a gem. I think, Sam, we discharged it. Sam's right over here, by the way. Yeah, hi, okay. Sam, we discharged it to like 87%. I ran the heater all night. By the way, that heater is phenomenal. It heated up the tent the entire night, and I had no problem sleeping, and I think it got down to 20 degrees. I definitely discharged enough of the battery, and then it got back up to 100 very quickly, actually. And it was cloudy all day yesterday, so it never really even charged. Well, it charged a little bit. It like trickled yesterday, but now it's 100%. I have nothing to worry about. I love this solar panel. Yay!